Hello everyone. Welcome to the Metal Galaxy YouTube channel where we bring reviews, interviews, and the Metal Galaxy news into your living room. This time I'm staying on Iris Soul and I'm going to review one of the most discussed bands Iris metal scene, a band who doesn't let themselves to be caged in one particle genre, a band who defies border and just experiment, Svet Kant, and in order to truly understand their inspiration, thoughts, and the whole musical process and how boundaries were again broken, a high level of music was reached. I sat down with the man behind the band, Santiago, and he teached us a lot about the team, the videos, the artwork, and also the concept. And these teachings I took in this review, and I'm going to discuss the following themes: the team, the music, song structures, videos, artwork, and in the end, I will give a summary of everything. So grab your booze and enjoy this review. Three Faces from Svet Kant. The theme of the album is centered around Japanese folklore and three faces. The three faces represent the idea that each person has three faces. One face shows to the world, another for close relatives and friends, and the last one is not shown to anyone. It's basically who you are. And I love this because it's a very deep and physical one. It very blends in also with their music style and basically who Svet Kant are as a band. They're experimental and they create very complex and thoughtful music. With thoughtful, I mean that every part of their music is just a puzzle piece that fits perfectly well with another puzzle. And they just put a lot of thoughts in making their music and how not to be caged into one genre and go every time beyond their comfort zone and explore a different musical direction they haven't done yet. And this particle mindset can be applied as well to the core team, the experimental one, and the will to do something differently. Three Faces explores an interesting side of sociology. Let's now talk about the music. Listening to this album, I was quite surprised and I was like, whoa, is this Svet Kant I'm listening to? No, it can be. And I was just re-listening, and then I was looking at the album and I was like, yep, this is Svet Kant. And the very reason why I was a bit surprised and confused was the very fact that this album, especially the first song, Three Faces, is much more calmer and it reminds you of pagan metal, whereas the other albums are much more leaning into death metal. And this particle thought that I had proves basically that Svet Kant managed again to give me, the listener, an unique listening experience. Musically, if we look at the generally speaking, music-wise, the album starts much more calmer and melodic. Then it starts building up from the first song, Three Faces, to the last one, White Polar. And yet every song seamlessly flows into the next one. It's just, each of them is just a perfectly puzzle piece that fits into the next one. Each song just feels so coherent in contrast to the previous work, where every song felt a bit loose, a bit odd compared to the other one. And this particular coherent feeling on Three Faces, it makes the album very mature and sophisticated. As a result, the album was just finished before I knew it. With Three Faces, boundaries are divided again, while a new musical direction is explored. The song structure. The album is based around a short, long, short length. It's like a symmetry, and this perfectly reference again to the core theme. What's more, each song is dedicated to one phase. This is the reason why there are only like three songs on the album: Three Faces, Conjured, and White Parlor. I think it's a brilliant strategy as it integrates the core theme into the song itself. Each phase is represented in a separate song, explaining one third of the theme basically. As I've mentioned, it's quite short and you don't see so much music with so short length. However, taking all this into consideration and how it brings the concept alive, it just makes perfectly sense. Each song perfectly unfolds one third of the theme. So now the videos. Also, video wise, I was like, whoa, this is fresh. This is something I haven't seen yet before. And this time, Svet Kant just used a sense of mystery and close up. So in other videos, you see the faces of the band members. In other videos, the faces of the members are left out, making it hard to recognize who is who, and you just watch the videos over and over, searching for it and wondering if you have just missed out something. You start to looking at skin details and trying to figure out who is Santiago, who is Dara. You're just trying to find familiar faces there. And it makes you very intrigued as well. It really sucks you deeper into the album. Apart from the intriguing aspect, I would say that I love the close-ups as well because it really showcases and it connects with their identity of Svet Kant, the experimental part, just defying boundaries, doing something else, and just making videos that just stand out of the norm. It's just part of their experimental DNA soul. And I agree for those who would say it's a bit odd a whole album centers about faces and there is no face to be found in the videos. However, if you just stand still for a second, it just makes perfectly sense because it's all about the representation of others perceive you the world or themselves due to the disaster video and any clarity who is who. Just start to think about the team and just start to process and think which phase of the core is being explored in this particular video. Three phases showcase Svet Kant's core identity, the artwork. So if you look at the artwork, it's quite odd. It's very Japanese. Here you see Japanese figures. They're like in perfect symmetry of each other. And the yellow background is really nice because it's an eye-catcher and the black really stands out. It's put in the foreground, making it very easy to read everything and recognize. And here you see Japanese characters and all the songs. And yeah, apart from being a great egg hatcher, I was really sucked into this artwork and wanted to explore more. Was my surprisement to find out that an Irish band has just chosen to just travel to Japan and just include Japanese folk or music on their album. It was like, whoa, this is interesting. I haven't seen bands doing this. And yeah, this is also a part of our chat with Santiago. So link below why this particular artwork was chosen, how the idea came to be, and how it basically connects to the rest of the album. However, in summary, like it perfectly fits with the core theme as it represented three phases in the artwork. And this particular approach strengthens again the maturity and sophistication of the album as it is so coherent with the theme. Artwork of Three Faces definitely embodies the theme. Summary. For its album, Svet Kant has chosen again a very daring, unusual but brilliant core theme to represent three faces. Each aspect of the album, song structure, videos, artwork, all are visualizing this core theme and at the same time enhance it. As a result, everything is just a perfect puzzle piece. Every piece just fits perfectly together. For this particular reason, Three Faces is Svet Kant's most sophisticated and most mature album. This definitely is a recommendation. Listen to for those who are into experimental music. Three Faces is the most mature and sophisticated album of Svet Kant. So grab your copy of Three Faces and don't forget to subscribe and like below as we will be back with more content soon. So bye. See you soon. Bye.